welcome back. Pete Frequency Corelli here, joined in cast today for your Overwatch match, the big double header on twitch.tv/Flaktest by Ben Styrell Brooks. Mate, we had an absolute cracker of a first game between Shenton and PSKD. Shenton, Overwatch Team 2, are the team coming into Round 8 undefeated, and they still remain undefeated. They couldn't get the win over PSKD.
Yeah, the Big Titans, they did not drop a map. The first match was very close. PSKD almost counter full held and would have taken that game, but unfortunately it slipped between their fingers. And then the second game, well...
yeah, that's all she wrote. Yeah. So look, just before we get into the second game, which is Shenton taking on Ballajura, we just want to take you to the lobby for a moment because I've just picked something out here. Okay, so you're seeing these two teams right now. Oh, they're shaped. Oh, this is interesting, right? So Shenton Team 2 are in blue, Ballajura are in red. Obviously, Ballajura trying to play a few mind games with them because you can see the icons there. Shenton Team 2 in that first game against PSKD, all of them had the exact same icon, right? The gold emblem over the top of the green.
Yep, the LA Valiant.
Right. Ballajura has entered this lobby and gone, oh, okay, we're going to do the same thing. So they've done that, and now we've seen Shenton 2 having to change their icon. Now, look,
muscled them out of it.
Exactly. Now, look,
asserting their dominance, flexing on them. You know how it be.
These, we'll bring the camera back to us for the time being before we get back into this match. These are the little sort of mind games that I like to see between two teams, and the reason why is because it's as much about what's going on here as it is what's going on up here. You know, so very good to see. I think we're going to be in for a interesting match. All right. Let's get stuck into this, the second of our double header today for Overwatch. And by the way, make sure you hang around. After the second match is done, it's a best of 3 maps. We're going to come back with some important information that you need to know about prizing and also grand finals for the Overwatch and Flaktest High School Esports regional leagues in general. So, Shenton taking on Ballajura. It is a best of 3 maps. Nepal and Gibraltar still to come, and we're kicking things off on Ilios. As I mentioned, in blue to the left of your screen is Shenton Overwatch Team 2, and to the right of your screen in red is Ballajura. I will hand it over now to you, Styrell, to take on the cast.
Well, it looks like Ballajura are looking for a triple tank composition. Meanwhile, Shenton, not quite sure yet, still waiting on the rest of the picks. No, we're just going to wait it out here. Well, I guess we'll go back to Ballajura. They have the Reinhardt, they have the D.Va with the Zarya, so that's a pretty stock standard triple tank composition. They're probably going to have Fogdodge on the Bridget, which they now do, or Brigitte, as it's correctly pronounced.
Brigitte.
No, it's Brigitte.
It's Brigitte.
If you watch the Overwatch pronunciation official video, it is Brigitte.
What would the official video guys know about this game?
I reckon.
10 seconds until we get into this match. Ilios is a best of 3 point captures sitting smack bang right in the middle, and this is the first one. 3, 2, and 1, and we're in. Take it away,
Looks like a 2-2-2 coming out from Shenton. So they have the Reinhardt, Zarya. There's Merp on his signature Pharah.
There's the Pharah back out again.
Oh, Pharah very good at disrupting triple tank compositions. The old GOAT composition, as it is typically known amongst the community, as Merp going to be starting this off, just peppering damage from above as Reinhardt swinging it out. Going to see which Reinhardt drops first. That's pretty much the name of the game. A huge pin almost coming out from the Reinhardt, but the bubble is there to secure his life, make sure he is okay, but he gets booped off the map. A huge boot from Haribo on that Lucio, and it looks like Team Ballajura are just going to be muscling on through. They could be looking for staggers if they push up. They have the speed boost, they have the Moira heals, but the Pharah is still going strong. Cypher on the Reinhardt, dropping low, but he has the bubble. Barrai's coming out, it's huge, he gets 2, but Haribo taking out the Pharah. Now going to be looking on towards defending the point. It looks like an even fight so far, but it looks like Cypher on the Reinhardt getting a nice, oh, but a huge shatter coming out from the Reinhardt for Shenton College. And it looks like they might be retaking this point. Haribo, despite getting the boops, despite getting the frag onto the Pharah,
Shenton take the point. So many things happening in those team fights, so much back and forth there. I thought that it was going to see Ballajura take that point first because they managed to get inside the point that they needed to capture. And on this particular map for Ilios, that's a really great place to be because you've got so much cover and it's so hard for Merp to be able to get in there and deal damage from the air.
Is doing so much work right now. Looks like the beat is going to be dropped from Haribo. Will make sure King dies on that right. How many gets moved off the map by Merp? Zarya has the Graviton Surge, gets hooked in. Will she pop it? Looks like visor coming out from Bullman right now on the side. And Moira says, no, thank you, soldier. This is the future, old man. Get out of here. Looks like the beat drop coming in, along with the Earth Shatter Coalescence to follow up. The Shatter going to be taking out Horny B on that Lucio. It looks like a nice retake coming out from Ballajura Overwatch. They will yet again muscle on through.
We have a game on our hands.
We
4
do.
on fire right now for Ballajura. Just the one from King.
Retake upon retake.
He's lost that now, though. They're going to have to watch themselves here because Shenton do have ult advantage.
Rally coming on through, building up that armor before the fight begins. But Shenton do have the old Wombo combo. They do have Graviton Surge along with the Barrage to follow up. And if she saves that bubble for the Pharah, this could surely spell disaster for Shenton right now as they're pushing forward, looking for the Graviton Surge. Graviton Surge coming through with a charge to follow the King. What are you doing off the map, mate? But it doesn't matter. Merp says this is my town, lays down the barrage, and there it goes.
There's our first team kill for the doubleheader today as well. It started off with King going in for that one-on-one. I thought it was just going to be a one-for-one trade, but obviously the Wombo combo coming out between the Zarya and the Pharah, clearing the point, ready for Shenton to get in there and take it.
Some cheeky banter coming out in chat right now, so you guys like Sonic.
Lipo, what are you doing?
Personally, not a huge fan of Sonic, but anyway, as I say that, Ballajura pushing into the left side, but a Shatter coming on through. King almost charging off the map again, but Reinhardt stops and the boot comes through from Haribo. There are 3 picks up right now. Half of the team of Shenton are down, but Mercy is also going to follow. Haribo trying to get another boot, but the point...
Back and
retaken
forth,
again.
back and forth, back and forth. This is what we love to see on a point capture map. Nicely done between these two. 74% plays 72%, though Ballajura slowly climbing there now.
Yes. They have a Graviton Surge coming out from Sneaky Squid
okay?
right now. I am.
Ult advantage clearly on for Ballajura in the next 30 seconds.
They don't, and looks like Shenton don't have the defensive ult to be able to defend through this, so they're just going to be cleaving through. And it looks like this. Oh, but Merp gets a 2K with the barrage, but he does get taken down by Cypher. Lucio trying to touch the point. It is 97%, but he gets taken off the map somehow. I guess it doesn't matter regardless. He's going to die. And oh my goodness, a round has been taken off. I repeat, the Titans have lost a round.
That is the first time throughout this entire series. We're into round 8 now, and I gotta also stress, last week was a doubleheader for these teams as well. So, I mean, really, once you take the doubleheaders into account, that is 10 matches so far that Shenton has gone through without missing a beat, and now they've just lost their first point. Ballajura on song here.
Perhaps that kryptonite is that triple tank composition. You know, Merp can't get the easy picks onto the supports if the supports are running into your team.
For me, I would have switched Merp over to something else. Maybe, I mean, got great tracking, so maybe a McCree, or maybe somebody who could sort of sit back and hammer some attack into those nice big squishy tanks that Ballajura have. It was just the wrong map, but this is a good map now for Merp. Yep. Let's see some kills from Merp now.
Shenton's going to have a lot more pressure on the shields due to their DPS lineup. So they're certainly going to be winning the shield war, which could spell disaster if, judging by the playstyle of Ballajura right now, they're just playing around their shield and they're not pushing forward, so Horny B gets a nice pick onto Fogbodge. Hog trying to get a pick from the left side. Horny B says, no thank you, I'm getting the heck out of there. She's looking for the boot right now. Will he be able to pick it up? The barrage has already been built by Merp! The damage is insane, the damage is done. 3 picks for the man as Hog getting staggered.
This is what I was saying before. This is a great map for Merp. Obviously, you have to play out in the open because the actual part that you have to capture on this point is out in the open. It's not undercover like the last map that we saw for Ilios.
The composition is being changed up slightly here for Ballajura. They have swapped their Roadhog onto Gumby's Pharah. We'll have to see who's the better Pharah here, who can assert more pressure.
They need the shields that they've got right now, and they need someone to take care of Merp. They can't let Merp get into this game.
I think it's just a compositional flaw right now for... Oh, but Gumby takes down Merp on the Pharah! Could Merp's Pharah be contested here? Oh, Fogbodge, good night, King. You will be sent to the depths of the well. Be gone. As Ballajura is just pressing the advantage right now, pushing on forward as King is falling. Gumby really asserting his dominance as the king of Pharahs right now. And Haribo getting yet another boot.
That was, they had to be careful there because they were literally just a real small moment off getting that map and they decided to jump off. Lucio was the only one on that map there. These are those little things where they managed to get it back because they obviously had the advantage on the picks there, but those are those little things where you just have to be careful.
For sure. They have the Mercy ult along with Merp's barrage. We've seen him do absolute work with this barrage before. I hear a hog ult, not quite sure where that one's coming out, but a huge frag from Merp onto Gumby. We said that he might have been getting out Farah, but I believe that has been put to bed right now. Unfortunately, the barrage only gets one and he trades his own life for it. As Fogbots also picks up the Mercy. Shenton could be losing this one as they are losing the shield wall. They just don't have the damage output as the Bongo has come out from the side of Shenton. The Balajura hanging in there just by the neck of the skin of their teeth right now. It's 48% and ticking up. They still have control. Gumby has the ultimate, looking for a flank. This could be huge. But Soldier, he knows. He's looking for Gumby and Merp says no, thank you. This is my house and it is just to belong to ours. And the point finally is swapped over. Merp, a cheeky 2k at the end, just staggers.
Yep. Unfortunately for Balajura, just not playing that map, that particular position of the map like they should have. The beauty about this particular map is once you take the point, you can actually use the central location as cover and just duck in every now and again, touch the map, jump back off behind cover so you can stop the other team from actually taking it. They weren't doing that in that point there and it saw the end of it.
Mercy dropping low, Tactical Advisor is popped to swat that pesky fly. Farah almost to follow, but he does get behind the shield, but it doesn't matter because the team of Shenton has pushed forward. Bullman, run! Use that heal pad! Brig, not today. You cheeky shield maiden, you.
This could be a Shenton take, which means we'll go to a third map.
This could be, but it's not over yet. It is not over yet. A sneaky squid. He does have the Graviton Surge. If it's going to be to win one fight, this is going to be how they have to do it. But Merp gets the barrage onto the Mercy. It's like Hulk getting bullied out a little bit here. By Brigida, Brigitte. So many names for the woman, but anyway, regardless of what her name is, she will be falling to Merp on the Farah, and the pictures keep coming in. The hog ult will only be getting a 6k when pigs fly, and they most certainly do not here.
So, second of the best of three within this best of three. That's what point capture maps are all about. Secured by Shenton, which means we will go to a third Ilios map. Great round between these two. Great picks. And I got to say, Gumby flicking over to the Doomfist probably was the right way to go, but probably just came a little bit too late there. As I mentioned, that map, I expected Shenton to be able to take it because Merp was able to get involved, and that was the biggest difference. Merp getting 3 ults throughout that positional part of the map, and that's where you see him really fly. Now what we're looking at is Gumby for Balajura picking up the Widowmaker.
So Merp could have potentially met his match.
That's right.
He is asserting enough pressure. They're still they're sticking with 2 tanks for the side of Balajura with triple support, along with that the Widow, as we just spoke about. That they don't really have a combo, any sort of combo for the grab, but pure damage should be enough. So Merp looking for the sightlines. Merp,
that's right,
has to watch his step. A lot of body shots coming out, but no heads have been clicked. Bullman playing very riskily, trying to duel a Widowmaker. Man, I mean, I know Zenyatta has orbs, but this man has balls, that is for sure. Merp on the contesting the Widowmaker right now. Will she be able to pick up the Mega? Yes, she does, but Merp has the Mercy on his side. As King on the Winston now trying to assert the pressure as they do have the pick advantage. Brigida trying to push him back, but they just don't have the members for the side of Balajura, and they will be taken away.
Great point. Great point take there by Shenton, and the difference was Merp figuring out that he had to get into that back line and dive the Widowmaker. Once they knocked the Widowmaker out, it allowed Turnbull Man to come out a little bit. Great shot there coming out from the Widowmaker on the Hanzo, getting one back for them as well. But as I was saying, allowed them to sort of push that point.
Winston trying to pressure out Gumby on the Widowmaker, but he gets pushed back. Great peel coming out from the tanks of Balajura as King forced to pop the Primal Rage. We'll have to wait and see to see if he can get any work done with this right now. Just asserting pressure on the point, really creating as much space as possible, trying to smack the D.Va around. He does force her movement ability. She is on the point by herself. Merp has the barrage. He's waiting for the opportunity. The beat comes through, but he realizes his team members are falling.
Now
this fight is lost.
That's right. Uh-oh. All right.
But he's been caught in the backline. I think they know where he is. Horny B on the Diva. Gonna get staggered also. Merp's still alive somehow. There we go. Finally gets taken out. Merp, what are you doing, son? You're just getting staggered.
Again, Merp was in the back line taking out that Widowmaker.
he was certainly trying that time. Unfortunately, it wasn't as fruitful. But Fogbodge getting his team ready for the next fight with the armor. Sitting at 350 HP.
Ult advantage to Shenton on this push.
Yep, they still have Merp's barrage. He luckily, thankfully, did hold it for this next push. Pushing out the left side for a little flank perhaps. Horny B throws the Diva Bomb in the air. That's going to clear the point for at least a second. Doesn't get a kill, but Ben Mozzie gets the kill onto the Winston. Merp needs to watch out. It's the Diva Bomb landing on the point right now. He still has the barrage. He's missing these shots onto the Lucio right now. And here he goes, trying to take out Gumby on that. Oh, huge direct coming out from Merp. Gets the second. But Ballajora really have taken this pothole in the point.
The thing is, by the time Merp got up to Gumby and managed to take Gumby out, Shenton had already lost 3 of their team members to picks. So already we had Ballajora having advantage on holding that point. They lost a couple themselves, but towards the end of the fight, allowing them to get back nice and early for this next fight.
I think the thing that's keeping them in this right now for Ballajora is the way they're utilizing the Brigida. They're just muscling out the opponent's front line to truly establish as much dominance on the point as possible. As what can you do when you're all shield bashed and CC'd up? As Cypher decides to go in, dropping low, but he gets the pick onto the Mercy, and that should be enough to win this fight in itself. He gets the Zenyatta as well, that is both supports down. Cypher doing absolutely work. He's jumping onto a hog. This man. I'm just going to heal up and walk away. You don't have to really deal with a Winston. He's kind of just tickling your ribs. Horny B, it looks like he might be the only one left in this point. We're in overtime. You have to get on. He does. He manages to get it. Sneaky Squid almost has the bomb. Even if he does get DMA'd, Hog gets the ulti, but it is very short-lived. As Mercy doesn't quite get the touch. And there it is. The Titans have lost a map to Ballajora Overwatch.
Lost a map, but not the match.
Exactly.
This is a best of 3. So Ilios being taken. First game of this best of 3. Merp again. That is 3 straight play of the games in this doubleheader so far.
And of course, it's going to be the wombo combo with the barrage. Comes into the left window, gets a nice concussive shot to propel him forward. And that is as clean can be. You can tell Merp clearly uses Windex in his home, in his home of residence. Nothing cleaner than that.
So 15 seconds until we're into the next game. This was the difference, okay? Merp just wasn't able to get into the match on the first map for Ilios and the third map for Ilios like he was in the second map for Ilios.
Sure.
Okay, and that seems to be the Achilles heel for this Shenton team. If Merp isn't able to get his shots off, then they don't have their DPS doing their job and they start to fall.
Yeah, I think the front line from Shenton was really having troubles to deal with the Brigida. Because that's basically what Brigida is used for. She's used for either one of 2 things typically. Either to assert more pressure on the front line, or to assure that your backline survives. Like your Zenyatas, your Mercies, whenever they get dived, you just CC the opposing tanks, which are typically diving, and then that's it. So they were using him to create a stronger front line, and that didn't give Merp the space which he was having in the last maps.
The other thing that I would have liked to have seen probably if they wanted to muck around and change it up a little bit to try and do something was the Widowmaker was doing a good job. Whilst the Widowmaker wasn't getting picks, it was doing a good job of just getting into the minds of Shenton and going, zoning. I'm here, I'm taking my shots at you. Don't let your Zenyatta poke. Don't let your Zenyatta do what he's meant to be doing on that third part of the map, while he's trying to be healing everybody else who's sitting and trying to take the point. What I would have done is, if I was Shenton, is maybe take my dive tanks and dive the Widowmaker and then let Merp go to town on everything else that's happening in the middle.
Yeah, I think the issue there is I'm not sure that they were running a Lucio. You're going to need to be running a Lucio to be able to dive past the front line and into the Widowmaker in the back line. The Widowmaker was sitting so far back, it was making it basically impossible for the tank line of Shenton to dive her without at least taking a lot of poke or the repercussions of the peeling of the tank squad.
So here we are, onto our second in this best of 3 maps between these two teams. Shenton is down a map. They need to come back and win this one to take us to Gibraltar.
Yep.
And also to remain a shot of maintaining their undefeated status throughout this regional league season.
They're the only one with it, so keeping it would be an absolute boon for them.
Blue, Shenton, Ballajura in red on the right-hand side. Take it away, Styro.
Well, they've decided to finally pick up their own Brigitte. They've had enough of being bullied out by the Shield Maiden herself. Doomfist flying in. He's charging up the right click, but unfortunately it misses a huge flashbang, and Ben Mozzie is down. Ballajura is 1 player up. Bullman also taking down. That is 2 picks right now. Zarya getting high energy. If she could just get out with that energy, then this fight could be recovered on the next push, but no. That is a very convincing take. Unfortunately, Doomfist charging in, missing his combo, and a very well-timed flashbang from Gumby.
That is where that attack failed.
Yep,
it all started with the Doomfist. If the Doomfist had hit his target, he looked like he was going for the Moira, then that would have been that first pick and the rest would have fallen like dominoes. But yeah, obviously, losing their DPS on the Doomfist, and just well done to Gumby on the McCree to be able to pick that pick up.
100%. Shenton moving in right now. Doomfist, another misplaced right click. The Earthshatter coming through. He only picks up one, which is Sneaky Squid, but Merp has already built up a barrage. What else can you expect from the man? It looks like a fairly even fight though. Bullman trying to bully out the Reinhardt. Zarya has no energy, but you don't need energy to melee a Reinhardt in the face.
And very well done there to take it back. Noticing this time around coming around the other way from Shenton. And doing quite well there to take that point. That was a nice, clean team kill and wipe. Yeah,
another... Merp, he really does supply a lot of value on his Pharah, to be sure. He's building up his ultimate about every time, but an Earthshatter comes through, and Gumby looks like he's trying to kill the member who was on the left. I believe it's the Zarya. Zarya does fall, but it looks like an even fight. I actually have no idea what's happening right now. Gumby, he hits the shots onto the Pharah. He gets the flashbang, but he doesn't have the right click to follow, so he is going to be taken down.
I'll tell you what happened there. IX Cypher, when he dropped the hammer and his ult as the Reinhardt, was too far forward ahead of the rest of the team. They weren't around him. They couldn't take advantage of the fact that they just knocked out half of the Shenton team.
Yeah, I think Gumby managed to pick up 1. At least they got 1 from the Shadow, but likely correct. Bullman charging the ultimate now, pressuring the front line as much as he can. Zarya has no bubbles left. But here it is, the combo. We saw it last round. We see it this round.
Oh, wow!
The king of Windex himself makes his return with another clean combo.
Beautiful wombo combo there.
Oh, and the air guitar, the rocket guitar.
And I'll tell you what, great ult economy here by the Shenton team. To get the wombo combo off, wipe Ballajura off the map, and yet still return and hold the map with 2 ults in their pocket.
Yep. King definitely going to be looking for the Shadow right now. As Doomfist, he picks up the Mercy. This is the cue for the Earthshatter, and it is big. He pins the Reinhardt to follow, and that is just another clean fight.
That is huge.
A very big pick. You know, the Doomfist, he was missing his combos prior, but he makes up for it now. He gets the pick onto the Mercy, and Haribo, he's like, we need to get to point now, fellas. He swaps to the Lucio. Cypher can't make it. So that looks like the first point going to be taken up by Shenton.
Look at that.
They're not out of it yet.
Just about the whole team is on fire for Shenton, which they needed to come out swinging in this one to take that back, because Ballajura really caught them offside in that first map on Ilios. Shenton with a real dominating performance there.
Now moving on to Sanctum. We'll have to wait and see if these compositions are going to be changed up. Here we are, Cypher on his Orisa.
So expect to see the 2 Orisas played towards the back line.
Trying to decide which team I think has the more shield pressure. I'm going to go ahead and say it's Ballajura. Should be winning the shield war here. Well, but potentially not, because they don't have the damage boost with their Pharah, and Merp has been playing very well all game, asserting the shield pressure where he needs it, destroying the backline where he needs it.
Ben
the man does it all.
Looking to dive that backline as well. I'll be expecting to see a little bit of that. And there's no Orisa on the Shenton team anymore. They've switched over to Reinhardt.
So it looks like they're going for a nice death ball composition. They have to be really careful not to get sucked off here. Oh, the boot coming out from Gumby. King is down, but as is the Zenyatta. And Ben Mozzie getting a nice pick there, and the Mercy is down. Haribo is down. Merp picks up another. God, tongue twisters where tongue twisters don't exist apparently. My mouth can't handle all the action.
That was just so unfortunate by Sneaky Squid's Roadhog, because he had Ben Mozzie hooked, and he had Ben Mozzie. I think what he thought is that he actually got the big shotgun blast off on Ben Mozzie and knocked him out, but didn't realise he'd only knocked him down to about 15% of HP. He was able to get back in there and do damage.
Well, Shenton had the point pressure right now. Doomfist looking for a pick, but he manages to get out with his life, and that's about all you need right now. He comes in yet again, he misses the combo. That's alright. So he gets back to safety as King dives on in, but the barrage coming in from Gumby. Merp doesn't allow it though as the Mercy comes in, tries to res it up, but going to be taken down swiftly, and Ballajora have to try and get out of here. And looks like they're going to be allowed to. No, Brick, you had the opportunity to walk back. You chose to hold the W key. Perhaps not the best decision. Unless she wishes to swap hero, which could be possible. Yeah.
Shenton doing a great job of holding this map right now. Again, on the ult advantage. They seem to be economizing their ults a lot better in this second match on this Nepal point.
Yep. Merp has built up his barrage, as expected. Has it just about every single fight. And Sneaky Squid, to the side of Ballajora, does have the hog ult. They're going to need to muscle their way to point. Right now, they're just not asserting enough pressure, but a big hook onto the D.Va, but she does have a shift available. Hog ult coming through. The barrage, Merp is looking for it, but he's dropping too low. A huge pick from Gumby, but King, he decides to stabilize it with a pick of his own onto the hog. Bullman trying to pick up the Mercy in the backline, but he just can't do it. The Cypher needs to get out of here right now, but he decides to stay. And it looks like he uses the bongo! Cypher, what are you doing, son? As Horny B takes out the Valking Mercy also. But the point, Zenyatta, a one-man army, he gets T15 mech, but unfortunately this is the wait, is it? They might be taking this back. Ballajora in overtime with the Zenyatta plays. Can he kill? He does, he gets the second. Looks like Ballajora. Merp is still here. He uses the barrage. Oh my god, he gets booped up and kills himself on accident. Lipo, he has the resurrect. He's looking for it, but he just can't find it. He doesn't want to get too close to the ground. We are still in overtime. I hear a high noon. He gets one, he gets two. But no, there's no one on the point.
Oh no!
It is 1-1. Shenton, take it. Oh, the
wow.
Zenyatta so close to clutching that out, but he didn't make enough space. Ben Mozzie.
Ben Mozzie, first play of the game we've seen that hasn't been Merp.
Very true.
And well done as well to Ben Mozzie, because for me, it was all the Doomfist that was doing the right thing for this team.
He was certainly creating the space. Even every time he goes in, he doesn't quite hit the combo. He's just creating more space. He's distracting the enemy team away from Merp. So McCree not just firing away at the pesky mosquito. And there we go.
61% kill participation. And Turnbull, man, from a defensive assist point of view, also in the kill participation, which you expect to see on points. We're going to now have to go to a third map.
Yes, we are. The first third map we have casted in Overwatch. It's always been a 2-0 until today.
Very exciting, right? So obviously Shenton Overwatch Team 2, if you've just joined us here on twitch.tv/Flaktest, 8 rounds into the season have remained undefeated. They took out PSKD in their first match of the doubleheader today. They're taking on Ballajora right now, and it's been a real big swing, a lot of back and forth. We're blessed to be watching a match of this quality today. Ilios being taken by Ballajora, and then a bit of back and forth on Nepal, and Shenton managing to bring that back far out. That second point capture was just spectacular. I thought to myself the same thing as you. All Ballajora have on the point is the Zenyatta.
What are you doing?
And he's sitting there and he's about to get taken. I'm thinking to myself, he's looking at everybody going, oh no.
Oh no.
Right? Out, he pulls Transcendence, and all of a sudden we've got a slugfest on here. Yep. But just really unfortunate for them to be able to hold that. And not for the sake of just lacking that presence and awareness on the map to get somebody to stay on the point. They had the advantage when it came to the picks. Stay on the point.
Unfortunately, the whole time they were just they were playing super passive. They were just sitting there twiddling their thumbs, you know, taking Pharaoh rockets to the face, healing up, taking Pharaoh rockets to the face, healing up again and again and again and again and again. Then they'd get picked, then they'd have to reset, then they'd stagger a little bit again and again and again. They weren't taking the initiative. They were always playing reactively, never proactively.
Okay, so we move across now to our next match. And we'll bring the screen up for us so we can have a look at, we can have a closer look at exactly what these two teams are actually picking here. There we go. So Gibraltar here, it's a payload map and it's a push the payload from one point of the map all the way through to the other.
Shenton's running a Reinhardt D.Va here. A little bit interesting. I mean, I guess it's not too bad. You have the D.Va to contest the high ground and then King's just going to be the cart king.
I always like a dive on this map. I really do, because of the verticality of this map, and we've spoken about this when we were talking about Dorado for Shenton versus PSKD. You need someone who can run around the map and get up to those high points. Okay, so between these two teams, Ballajura.
Oh, a nice pick to start it off, but it looks like it's going to be Rez. But the Winston diving in, trying to deny the Rez as much as he can, but it doesn't quite happen as they get the D.Va demeched. Not a good start despite the pick.
As I was going to say, Ballajura in red attacking, Shenton in blue on the defense.
Gumby looking for more heads. He finds one, but he doesn't quite quicken in time. He hits the body, but it looks like he's going to be getting away, that cheeky Doomfist. But Ballajura are certainly getting the picks right now. Winston getting the D-Mech, getting the Baby D.Va, and not forgetting the Reinhardt as well. Bullman getting taken down by the Moro as well. Ben Mozzie, they're just staggering Shenton right now. They needed to get out. But now they might not even have the time to recontest as Merp just adding another one to the stagger count potentially as they're getting pushed back here by Cypher on that Winston. He has built Primal Rage already. He's looking to get the high ground, get the flank, get the DPS onto the backline supports. Taribo gets the pick onto the Reinhardt rather, and Cypher creating an absolute ruckus in the backline right now, but he's dropping low. He needs to back out here, needs to get heals from the payload. He drops to about 100 HP before he decides to get out. He's still low before he jumps back in. As Gumby gets a huge pick onto Bullman on that Zenyatta. Cypher trying to push up here, but he respects the DPS coming out from Merp.
An incredible push there by Ballajura. Not 1 point at all on that first run where they stopped.
Almost picks up Gumby. He has the ultimate. He's looking for the picks. He damages one, but he doesn't take him down. He's trying to interrupt the Coalescence. A huge bomb coming out from Hornybees. D.Va gets two, gets the D.Va mech as well. And that D.Va bomb will certainly secure that stabilizing fight for Shenton College.
Nice for Shenton to actually get the defense there. That is this dangerous part of this part of the map. You see it so often that regardless of the push on the first point of the map between A to B, so often do we see defense actually shoring up this point, because obviously you have a fair few places you can duck in behind, you've got a bit of cover to work with, you've got the verticality of the ship there as well to be able to help you too. Nicely done there by Shenton to get the defense on that point.
All Shenton have now is a Lonely Transcendence. They could be using it to get aggressive, as there's not really anything they need to save it for. We'll have to wait and see as Valko, another D.Va bomb coming in. Will it be big? It is! He gets two! And that is two picks up, which means this fight is probably won, but the Shatter comes through along with the Transcendence. King dropping really low, charges in, but no, he will fall. The 2 picks were enough. Ults were unfortunately wasted for the side of Shenton. King perhaps misjudging.
That was huge there for Ballajura. Massive play.
They're trying to pressure out the D.Va. They do force her movement. And she's still getting pressured right now on the top left. Cypher trying to demech her, but he just doesn't have the damage by himself. He pops the Primal Rage. They're trying to kill King, but he accidentally boots him up onto the high ground. Right now, just disrupting the backline, trying to kill the Hanzo and the Mercy. He might just get the Hanzo, but no, he has the healing. Cypher, unfortunately for him. Oh no, Gumby gets a nice pick, and actually, not unfortunate for him, he is creating enough space for Ballajura.
That was the thing. I mean, we saw there for Cypher. I'll let you keep calling this point.
I think the fight's going.
Right.
Feel free.
I was going to say, you saw there for Cypher, he managed to do the right thing by his team and get rid of the Mercy. Mercy wasn't able to get in there and heal the rest of her team, which means all of a sudden they have no healers. Turnbull Man was taken out nice and early in that team fight as well. And so it just left Ballajura able to clear that point and get the push.
Holds on a big D.Va bomb right now. Is she going to chuck it over? No, she's just going for the dive. They do use their own Winston bubble. Orissa's used her shield, so he could use a bomb, or he could be waiting for the next Orisa shield. I'm predicting a big sneaky squid bomb right now. We'll have to wait and see. As right now, the front line pushing in, the Coalescence to back them up. But Gumby, he gets a 3K! The man is just clicking heads right now! But King gets the picks, as does Ben Mozzie. It looks like an even fight right now, but Ben Mozzie gets taken down by Sneaky Squid, and this fight is still going right now. The bomb is going into the spawn. No, it isn't! Psych, he gets on the Widowmaker, but the point is still going right now. Shenton are contesting, and they do have spawn advantage, so this looks like Ballajura probably going to have to get it back, but they do commit the beat right now. They have the respawns coming through. Winston going on to Bullman. It's Ben Mozzie trying to do as much work as possible right now. On the point, he hasn't found any picks. Cypher getting the pick onto Merp, so they are 1-up right now. Cypher doing what he does best, creating an absolute ruckus, causing absolute chaos on the point, trying to boot them off. D.Va gets D-Mech, but the Coalescence is there for Shenton right now, trying to keep the members alive, but where are you? Not the point. You are not on the point.
Ballajura too strong. I want to ask the question, why Merp flicked over to a Genji when you've got a Winston on Ballajura's team who is putting in work, and the fight is sitting around a payload. Why would you bring out a Genji? Sometimes these things happen. It's not a big deal. We're going to flip now, but Ballajura having a great way to start this match with 2 minutes and 54 seconds still left on the clock for them.
Huge time bank, for sure.
Huge time banking for Ballajura. Shenton not only have to push this all the way, they've got to push it with minutes on the board in case we go further than just this part of the map.
Yeah, I must say, Gumby clicking absolute heads on that last Streets phase.
Far out.
My goodness, gets the 3K.
And you know what? This is such a great map for a Widowmaker Pro to be able to get their picks on.
Yeah,
because you've just got that extraordinary distance for your line of sight. You know, there's not too many places to hide once you actually get a nice line of sight going down. So, really well done there by Gumby, and he's going to pull it out again. I mean, why would you change when you went that well on the first time around?
A nice grapple shot there from Gumby, really showing his prowess and the mechanics of the Widowmaker.
Merp's gone the Widowmaker for Shenton looking for the attack. Not a bad thing because Merp, as we know, has incredible tracking. Really great reflexes for Merp on the attack.
We've seen it on the Pharah. Will the projectile skills translate to hit scan? We'll have to wait and see. Right now he's just scouting their comp, you know, relaying the information to his team. He can see them, but they cannot see him. They are but babies in his eyes, but children. Frolicking.
It looks like it's going to be a hard push here out of the blocks by Shenton with that Zarya and the Reinhardt combo.
Yep, so they can't really deal with the verticality, but they do have the DPS that certainly can. Gumby can see where the Widowmaker is. She did walk into his fart mine, but Cypher picking up Ben Mozzie on the Doomfist. Very uncommon to see a Winston taking out a Doomfist. Usually it's the other way around. Merp trying to find the sidelines, but Gumby gets the pick. As right now they realize they need to contest the point, but they're like 1 or 2 men down right now. Bullman just trying to assert as much pressure, trying to stay alive, but it will not happen as Gumby gets another pick. Haribo gets King. And right now they're just abusing the verticality.
That's the thing. I think if Shenton are going to want to go toe-to-toe with Ballajura right now, they're going to have to switch things up and possibly take on a couple of dives.
Another big pick from Gumby as Horny B on the Zarya gets taken down. It's Gumby.
They've got to get in there and disrupt that Widowmaker.
Gumby is the man to watch right now. He's looking for the pick onto the Mercy, but he can't quite click the dome. But that's okay as long as Doomfist gets out here. He gets the pick onto the Mura, and another dome is clicked. But King gets the Earth Shatter, and Merp gets the D-Mech. Cypher picking up the Mercy though, so this is still a very winnable fight for Ballajura as Cypher just trying to back up. The cart is pushing right now. Ben Mozzie wants that baby D.Va dead, and she has been hunted by the big man himself.
Very well done here by Shenton to be able to continue to push this payload. I mean, I thought Gumby with those picks.
Oh, but Winston picks up Merp in the back line. Merp is down, and Cypher is not only going to kill Merp, he's going to kill the Mercy as well. Look at this man flicking his mouse like an absolute madman. Look at the mechanics on this man. Uses the reset to dash in back into the front line. And it looks like Cypher going to be putting his team on his back. The big man he is.
Cypher beautifully done there.
No one can hide.
Maybe it might be time for Shenton to try something different. Change it up a little bit. Maybe Ben Mozzie
Gumby
has to flick over to a Reaper.
Maybe. Watch out, Mert. He's locked onto your heady. He knows where you are.
This is gold. Oh. Just waiting. Just
but the team is pushing forward right now. But meanwhile, in the back line, Cypher has killed Merp on the Widowmaker as the support's bullying out Ben Mozzie on the Reaper, which is a
There's that Reaper
swap.
chain.
Yeah.
Yep.
It works. It has worked in the past. As Squid looking for a bomb, perhaps. Not just taking the high ground because he knows that the side of Shenton can't deal with it as Lipo is being taken down by Sneaky Squid. Now he moves onto the Reaper, but you don't want me to be 1v1ing a Reaper, I can tell you that much. That is not a matchup you see you typically winning. On a Diva at least. But
this is still a great hold here by Bellajura.
Fogbots looks like he's overextended and Sneaky Squid accidentally used his move mobility. He's going to have to bomb to remech, but no, he doesn't choose to bomb. The Transcendence coming out here, I would say that's probably a mistake because it was only going to save a Baby Diva that was going to die after the Transcendence either way. So it looks like Shenton are finally going to be cracking the pothole, pushing forward. Oh, a big shield bash is going to be taken down Ben Mozzie. You greedy man, you have been punished. For shame.
30.
Oh, a soul worst shatter. He says, Cypher, you've done too much work. Go take a nap. Go take a lie down. As right now, I think they're just trying to Sega on the point. Well, at least I thought so until they started backing up again. But Shenton, they're not pushing the advantage, so it's... Oh, no, Ben Mozzie, a very aggressive Reaper player. He gets the D-Mech, and that should be enough just to win the next fight. He has his ultimate as well.
Let me talk about what we just saw there,
right.
okay? We saw the switch for Ben Mozzie over to, from the Doom Fist to the Reaper. That's where it all started to change. All of a sudden, the Reaper's able to get in there and counter Cypher properly, push him away, and also do the same on the Diva when he was going one-on-one. Well done on the change.
Gumba got the pick on Merp again, but Ben Mozzie gets the pick on Haribo, and Lipo gets the pick on the Gumby. Mercy taking matters into her own hands as she gets the frag, and it looks like Shenton is gonna be taking this point as well. By the looks of it, Fogbot, trapped in a corner, naked and afraid, gets taken down.
And they needed this because they only had 2 minutes. All of a sudden, they've got 3.5 minutes on the clock. Now, they are going to go down a lot further on this final part of the escort. However, they're really starting to stick it to Bellajura now, and they're bringing themselves back into this game quite well.
And even better, oh, Gumby gets the pick onto Lipo on that Mercy. Oh, and gets the second dink onto Bullman. Can he get a third? He's smelling heads right now.
No one can hide.
He sees him. Oh, a huge grapple shot. The man gets 3. Woo,
Wow.
Gumby. The man is good at Widowmaker. Is there any more to say?
We saw that, Gumby. That's not too much of that, thank you very much.
That's nasty.
Gumby asserting his presence on the map and going, Bellajura, I'm going to take it from here.
That certainly was a stabilizing fight if I've ever seen one. Merp used the blade. No, he just swapped off onto the Genji to try and deal with Gumby's Widowmaker, which makes complete sense. Ben Mozzie has the ultimate, but Transcendence will negate it completely. Is the Diva Bomb coming through? Will he be able to get the picks? No. A good Reinhardt shield will come through, but the Graviton Surge, he gets 3. Will they have the damage to follow up? It looks like it. King swinging away, Ben Mozzie shooting away, and Gumby has finally swapped off.
Yes, okay. Doing the right thing here because I think Gumby's realised that they're onto him.
But the point is still moving forward, and it looks like they're going to be body blocking the spawn, but a nice shield bash, a pin, doesn't quite connect. Only 8 meters left, like you said, an Earth Shatter comes through. I don't know if it was big, but it potentially was, but the Dragon Blade comes down from Merp. The Diva has been demeched. The payload keeps on moving. And looks like it's just Gumby on the point, but he will get shield bashed down. And there it is. Gumby, you might be getting 3Ks.
We are going to a 3rd and 4th round.
Oh my goodness. How much time do they have in the bank?
1 minute and 47.
So about a minute less than the opposition, but
is extraordinary. This is extraordinary between these two teams. We may be seeing a preview of the grand final right now. Woo! Far out. okay, what did we just witness there? Obviously, it was Shenton having a bit of difficulty against Balladura. Cypher really getting himself involved when it came from the Winston, and then Gumby doing a great job of backing that up with the Widowmaker as well. And then we saw the changes. Ben Mozzie, out goes the Doomfist, in comes the Reaper. Now we've got a counter for Cypher. So then they started diving Gumby. As soon as you take those two out of the match, all of a sudden you've got a chance, and then it was a nice solid push right through until the end.
Yep.
Turnbull man just saying a nice hello to his mum there as well, which is beautiful to see. You got to respect your parents.
Of course.
Remember that.
You wouldn't be here without them.
All right, we're switching back over again, and it's going to be Shenton on the attack push here. Balladura looking for the defense.
Now, first point is where Shenton struggled on the offense. Even when they had the Reaper, they were struggling for the first few pushes with him. As the verticality, they really do struggle. It's very problematic for this first point. Gumby looking for the sideline, but just shooting a bubble. So a nice clean 20 energy for Hornybee on that Zarya. It looks like they're pushing through the stairs onto the high ground, trying to pressure out Gumby. They force his grapple, but Zenyatta still sitting on the left. Looks like Ben Mozzie trying to take things into his own hands, and that is Zenyatta falling, and Shenton are getting many picks in the backline as well. King getting the pick onto the Diva, but the res coming out. It looks like it's pretty much even right now. Cypher going to have to get out of here. But no, it looks like he's going into the backline as well. It is the battle of the Brigidas right now. But Bullman has the HP advantage and will be taking down Fogbodge.
An unfortunate set of circumstances there for Balladura when it came to their two healers very early on in that point.
Gumby gets a fart gas onto Lipo. He is down.
Being separated from the rest of the team, and then they took the advantage from there.
Well, they still have the high ground, so they can just rotate tanks onto point, but Ben Mozzie pushing forward. He doesn't have the shift, so he does get punished by the Diva. Merp on the Genji, trying to do as much damage in the backline, but he doesn't have a dash to get away. Balladura really taking the fight to Shenton right now, despite being on the defense. As Cypher pushing forward, just what he does best, to be fair. The charge coming through, but he just charges the pole. And Cypher's going to be getting out nice and easy there.
Ult advantage. No teams really with ult advantage here. Just a 2v2 looking at right now.
13 seconds on the clock, might I add. So
King does have an opportunity here to negate that Cypher roll.
And Ben, a huge Earth Shatter onto the cart, gets two. He's going to be taking down the primary healer for the side of Balladura. King dropping low, however. He's going to need the healing. Ben Mozzie also has the reroll if he's going to need it, but they have the picks right now, so potentially don't need to use any more ults. But Ben Mozzie deciding, you know what the hey, let's make sure we get this one. We're going to full hold anyway, right, guys? With a Diva Bomb coming out onto the point, will he be able to get anyone with that? No, he won't. The Reinhardt shield, get behind me, he says.
Incredibly well done there by Shenton to be able to continue the push. Great use of economy on the ults.
Yeah.
The Earth Shatter was perfectly done, and then obviously they were able to get rid of that Winston ult and negate that nicely as well. And we have seen that Cypher has now switched over as well. He's no longer Winston. We're seeing a Reinhardt on the defensive part of this map.
And Gumby back on the Tracer. We haven't seen his Tracer much so far. The front line right now just going toe-to-toe. But Ben Mozzie gets the pick onto Fogbodge, and that is going to make the front line for Balladura a lot weaker. The Mercy ult is coming in, but the Graviton Surge comes through. Do they have the damage? The Transcendence has been forced. Gumby gets the pick onto the Mercy of Shenton College, and Merp pulls out the Deadeye. Will he be able to get any kills? No, he does damage the shield. I don't believe they have a shield for Balladura right now, but Haribo gets taken out again by Ben Mozzie. Ben Mozzie truly has the Zenyatta's number as the payload just keeps moving forward. The armor coming through. Sneaky Squid, good luck getting that 5k. It's not going to happen. They just muscle it on through.
It's all Ben Mozzie.
It is.
Ben Mozzie is the difference for this team right now. I know Merp's on fire, but Ben Mozzie is the one that's getting in there and providing the DPS and really disrupting Balladura on their defense.
Cypher gonna have to go big with this Shadow right now. This is his chance. No ultimates ready. No ultimates truly really building, ready for the next fight for the side of Shenton. So all eyes on Cypher right now. Oh, the big brain Ben Mozzie Reaper. He predicts Gumby's positioning. He's seen it too much. He's had enough. Back on the high ground. Looking.
He's got an opportunity now if he wants to sneak in and take out Haribo. Oh no, Haribo now.
He's sitting too far back. He's scared. He's been taken down too many times. Ben Mozzie just taking the high ground. The payload's still moving forward. The brick stun coming through. The shatter unfortunately missing.
Everything.
They don't have. It looks like Valko almost has the coalescence. They're going to need it, but a huge shatter coming down. Looks like the reprol to follow. Gumby manages to get 2 frags, 1 on the Mercy. This fight absolutely chaotic, but Ben Mozzie is still alive. He has been the difference maker, like you said. He picks up 1. Can he get a second? Point still going strong. Horny B almost has the Graviton Surge. Just going to be grabbing the point. Can't get to the payload if you grabbed at your own spawn. As they get it all the way through in overtime, the payload does not stop moving.
So, Shenton take that in round 3. We will be going to round 4. Now, as I mentioned before, obviously Ballajura had an incredible push in round 1. Which means that they've got a lot more time on the clock to start with than Shenton did, and they did it quite well. We may just be seeing a couple of teams who are a lot better attackers than they are defensive playing teams. So we could be in for another ripper here with 2 minutes and 54 seconds back on the clock.
Yeah, we could be going to a 7th round.
I tell you what, though, if Ballajura is going to seriously take on this, they've got to do something about Ben Mozzie. Ever since the change went from Doomfist to Reaper, that is when things really changed and turned around for Shenton. Ben Mozzie is so heavily involved that they are virtually playing around his DPS right now.
Yep.
We're seeing what could be potentially, I was going to say a pirate ship, but not just yet. No, we are. We may very well see a pirate ship on this run from Ballajura.
Swapping it up.
Yep. And I think they have to. They aren't getting the picks on Shenton. They've got to try something, and this might be it.
Yeah, Cypher likes to have as much space as possible on the front line, but Ben Mozzie has just not been giving it to him.
The only thing is okay, Ben Mozzie is flicked over from Reaper to the Junkrat. This is going to be an absolute shocker for Ballajura if they can't negate the Junkrat.
I don't think they're going to have enough shield sustain to be able to keep Gumby alive on the point.
Neither
because
do I.
of the Junkrat DPS along with Merp. Look, the shield's already at half. You're going to have to recharge it. But it doesn't look like Shenton are going to be pushing up here.
Okay.
So, oh, maybe. Are they about to drop down? Yes, they are. This is their opportunity. The bash is still going to work, but Ben Mozzie says, no, get off that payload, young man. It's Reinhardt charging forward. Doesn't quite get the pick. And he's going to get picked himself. So there goes King. There goes Fogbodge. And it looks like Ballajura are going to have to back off as their primary DPS, Gumby, is taken down. And he's back on his old comfortable pick, which is the Widowmaker, and he gets 2! He gets 2! The Mercy and Merp on the McCree, and that is going to be their go to push on forward.
We expect the Widowmaker to be taking a good hard look at Ben Mozzie.
Shenton, you can't be pushing forward right now. You're 2 down. They managed to get the pick onto Valko somehow, but King does fall. Ben Mozzie going to have to be getting a huge tie to keep this push alive. He's struggling to get down right now. He does force the shift, but he gets...
got the one.
He gets the one. He gets Fogbodge. But another pick from Gumby. Merp gets taken down for a second time, as does the Zarya. And this payload is going to keep moving forward for Ballajura off the back of Merp on those picks at the very start. And Earthshatter coming through. Somehow doesn't pick up Haribo, so he will be able to heal up his team. And the payload going to keep moving forward as they have the sustain. The Valkyrie is unfortunately wasted for the side of Shenton. That is a big loss. Lipo.
Ult advantage to Ballajura right now. They have 4 in the bag and about to have 5 and only halfway for their Brigitte as well. And well down on ults for another defensive push by Shenton. But we saw on that it was all Gumby.
It was all who, sorry?
Gumby.
Gumby,
Did I say Gumby?
I think you said Gumby.
Oh, Gumby pulling out all the stops here on attack for Ballajura. You are incredible.
Oh my goodness. The payload just keeps moving forward. It's not being contested yet, to be fair. Shenton R1 down. Now the Reinhardt decides to take a step up, or a step down rather, as he tries to contest the payload. They have Coalescence. They're going to be pushing forward. The Graviton Surge comes through. He gets the entirety of Shenton College, and that is a clean fight. They still have 30 seconds on the clock. That is the team kill.
Far too close. They got the issue there was that Shenton let him get too close to this particular part of the point. Right? They're going to be able to get the pick here. There it is.
Good night, Merp.
They let him get too close to that second part of the point on that push.
But Horny B on the Zarya. He almost has the Graviton Surge. This could be what allows Shenton College to hold. No defensive ult for the side of Ballajura. So if they do get grabbed, if the damage is there, they have nothing to sustain themselves.
Junkrat tire.
Oh, Gumby! Who's back at it again?
Wow!
Horny B looking for the Graviton Surge, he gets it, but at the same time, the Shatter comes through, but it doesn't matter, the damage is there for Shenton College! Overtime is ticking down, and they have no respawns, no members available, and there it is! The Graviton Surge, as I predicted, they had the damage, and that is it.
Shenton College, Overwatch Team 2, remains undefeated.
King gets the play. Good to see it's not Merp again. You know, 3 is enough. And it's going to be that last push. Swinging into the Graviton Surge. Here it is. The big DPS. Does he use the Shatter for good measure? No, he doesn't even need it. A celebratory Shatter perhaps? No. The man has too much respect. Woo!
Let's
Kings,
just see.
8 minutes objective time. Gumby, 51 eliminations, 57% kill participation. Also very notable.
Look at Gumby. I mean, I know they lost, but Gumby, hold your head up high, mate, because 51 kills in that match as a Widowmaker. Gumby virtually did not switch over, aside from that little opportunity there where he decided to go the Bastion.
Which didn't go too well.
Which didn't go too well. And then, you know, the pushback, which that's the ebbs and flows of this game. You have to be able to adapt. Far out. That was an incredible match to witness, to say the least.
The closest match we've ever seen.
Well done to both those teams on that map, regardless of whether you won or lost. That was just incredible to see. Now, just quickly, first and foremost, a big congratulations to Shenton, because a double header, they were up against it today against 2 very, very good teams. PSKD have only dropped 1 match for the season, same with Balladura, and they managed to still maintain their undefeated record. So well done, Shenton.
The Titans reign supreme.
Okay, so we got to move on, all right? That'll be it for matches here today for our feature match of the week on twitch.tv/Flaktest. But before we do, we said we have a little bit of information up our sleeve. Now, we received a package during the week at Flaktest Gaming HQ. And once we opened that package, we were treated to a little video, right? Now, this is a video that was fully encrypted, so we've been decrypting it over the past few days. The first decryption before our system just shut down and said, nah, we need more time, is on facebook.com/FlaktestGaming. But we've just received word that we've decrypted a little bit more. Have a look.
The Flaktest Season 2018 Regional League Grand Finals will be held at 1 on July 14th.
So, the Flaktest Season Regional League Grand Finals will be held at... Where? Come on!
Where?
On July 14th. Okay, so we do know that we have a Grand Finals announcement. We do know it's going to be held somewhere, so it's going to be a live event.
Yeah.
Possibly in front of a crowd of people. It's going to be July 14th. We just don't know where.
Mark it down, boys. Mark it down.
I can't even think off the top of my head where the Regional League Grand Finals could be held. I've been, I mean, we've got, look, over this weekend, Supernova's in town, but obviously that's this weekend. I know there's a crowd there, but it's obviously not going to be today because we've got 2 more rounds to play yet. Far out.
I hear that Melbourne's the
proximity
of the hub of esports right now. That's what I hear.
Possibly. Who knows? I mean, you know, I can tell you this, right? Considering that we decrypted as much as we did over the past couple of days, tomorrow, the Flaktest Weekly Patch, our weekly TV show, which you see here at 10 a.m. Australian Western Standard Time on twitch.tv/Flaktest, on YouTube, on Facebook. By then, we should have the rest of the message decrypted. Okay? Meaning that we will hopefully know exactly where the Regional League Grand Final is going to be taking place.
Spicy.
Very spicy, all right? So make sure you are right here, twitch.tv/Flaktest, or on YouTube for Flaktest Gaming, or on Facebook.com/Flaktest Gaming, and making sure you're watching tomorrow at 10 a.m. Australian Western Standard Time. That is midday for you in the East Coast and somewhere in between for everybody else. Make sure you're watching because you're going to get the full story of that fully decrypted message. The Grand Finals are on their way. we've also had a couple of big announcements from sponsors that we haven't put out yet, right, about the prizes that are going to be won by the MVPs.
Oh!
Yeah, the MVPs of each of the matches that we play at the Grand Finals
Hey,
as
Merv,
well.
how you doing?
And I can tell you right now, they are good. They are good prizes, okay? Blizzard's been in touch. AOC Monitors has been in touch. Yeah, I don't know. Just a little bit of tease there.
Yeah.
All right, guys. Thank you so much for watching. Don't forget to follow us and subscribe across all channels, and we will catch you next week for more action at midday Australian Western Standard Time right here on twitch.tv/Flaktest. Have a good one.
It's been fun, guys.